let's get spooky. Oh gosh, I hate myself. Goodbye. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Alyssa and today I wanted to recommend some spooky books if you're a chicken like myself. I don't know about you guys, but I really dislike being scared. But at the same time, I also enjoy it, but I don't like to be scared to the point where I can't sleep, which has happened with certain things in my life. And it could be something super basic or even like not even that scary and I'm terrified. So I have a little bit of a funny story for you. So I am such a chicken, especially when it comes to like live action scary movies. Like I will be doing this the whole time because I hate it. I hate scary movies. So one time we thought it was a great idea to watch The Others, that Nicole Kidman movie, and I had recently just had leg surgery and I was on the mend. I was almost done with recovery, but we watched that movie and there was a jump scare that made me jump so bad one of my pins that were in my ankle slipped out of place, and then it hurt me for like 2 weeks afterwards. I was like, why is this happening? And it was because I jumped so hard at a scary movie. My ankle said nope. So I don't really like spooky movies, suspense films. For some reason, my family, my husband's family, we have this weird tradition where after Christmas and after Aoife goes to bed, we watch a scary movie. I don't know why we do this. It really kills the Christmas vibes for me, but it's fun though. But it's kind of funny because scary books don't affect me quite the same. Probably because I can go at my own pace and it's all in my head, so I can make up the images and I'm not like forced to look at something horrific or suspenseful or whatever. I thought I'd recommend some scary books for those of you who are like, love Halloween, want to get scared, I'm a chicken, what do? Here you go. This is the video for you. So let's get started. The first book I have to suggest is Horrid by Katrina Leno. So I will say, I didn't like this book that much, but it did have some very scary moments. It was a good Halloween read, and I did a whole reading vlog about it, so I'll make sure I link it down below or above so you can go check it out. This is about a girl who, her and her mother moved to this old house. Things start happening that are bad. There are ghosts, there are creepy history background stuff going on with the house, and our main character feels like she's going crazy, and everybody tells her she is, but she's really probably seeing some stuff. I will say that the ending was very lackluster for me, but it did have me a little spooked a couple times. So if you are too scared to read anything super scary, this is a good one because it's really not that bad, and it's super short, so it's not like you're gonna get super invested. So the next one I have, which is actually a recent read, is Home Before Dark by Riley Sager. I loved this book. It was so good. It was so entertaining. I loved having the dual timelines going and just the spookiness of it all. This is a ghost story about Maggie, who ends up going back to her old family home where her father wrote this spooky book about their time at this house, and she ends up inheriting it after her father passes away. So with the hopes of renovating it and, you know, getting it on the market, she ends up staying there for quite some time, and things start to happen that are very reminiscent to the things that happened in the book. Not only do you get Maggie's point of view, but you also get to read the parts of the book that her dad wrote. And it is crazy. The ending had me a little floored. I was a little like, whoa now, this is crazy. There's definitely some spooky moments. If you hate snakes, don't read this. I don't really care. As long as they're not in my house or anywhere near me, they're cool to look at. But yes, it's a spooky one for sure, and it definitely was a page turner. I read this so quickly, and I'll talk even more about it in my wrap up, but safe to say that I was able to enjoy it and I wasn't too freaked out. So there's another good one. And again, it's relatively short, quick read. There you go. So the next one I have is Rules for Vanishing by Kate Alice Marshall. I read this also in a vlog not too long ago, so I will again link that around. This is about a group of teenagers who, on the anniversary of our main character's sister's death, They decide to go into the woods to try and find her because she, Sarah, is convinced that her sister is still alive. So her and a group of ex-friends, and they kind of became ex-friends after her sister disappeared and stuff like that, but they all go in this forest to find her. And this forest is also known as Lucy's Forest, and Lucy is a ghost who died in that forest a long time ago, and it's said that people go in and never come out. Weird things happen in this forest, and our main characters have to figure out what's going on. I really enjoyed this. There are definitely some spooky moments, but once again, the ending was a little meh for me. I was expecting more, and then it just got really weird, and it was just bizarre. But the lead up to that was really good and very spooky, and definitely had me on the edge of my seat, turning pages and whatnot. There's also like text messages, video transcripts, and all kinds of like mixed media formatting in this book, which is super cool. But yeah, this one's not so bad. If you're wanting like a forest story, this isn't too bad. You'll definitely have some moments where you're like, okay, this is a little intense, I don't like this, and then it's fine. Another thing I really loved about this book is the way that the author wrote it, because sometimes you wouldn't catch the fact that there was something off, because she would just write it in such a way that you wouldn't even put two and two together. That was really clever and well done. But I really liked this, and I am a chicken, so there you go. Next up, I have a middle grade for you, and that is City of Ghosts by Victoria Schwab. This is a ghost story, obviously, about a girl named Cassidy Blake who can see ghosts. And ironically, her parents are both like TV personalities, and they do a ghost hunting show. One of them is really interested in the ghosts, and one's interested in the history. And so they travel around all these cool places to find evidence of ghosts. But ironically, Cassie can see them. Also has a best friend who's a ghost, which is kind of funny. Victoria Schwab manages to weave humor within really scary situations, and the atmosphere of these books are really incredible. I believe this is going to be more than 3 books, but I'm not entirely sure. I always say that, and I can never remember because my brain is mush all the time. Mashed potatoes. But this is a really good one if you're wanting to ease your way into something spooky, but it is middle grade, so it's a lot lighter, a bit more lighthearted, and it also has humor, so that does help. So there's that one. Okay, now I'm going to recommend a couple graphic novels that I have recently acquired and read. And those two being by Junji Ito, and they're Uzumaki and Tomie. These are probably the scariest ones on this list. For me, being a visual person who doesn't like scary movies, I still really enjoy these despite them being a graphic novel. So Junji Ito is a very well-known horror manga artist, and he's been doing this for a very long time. I believe Tomie won some awards, and so did Uzumaki. I think Uzumaki's been made into movies, so you know, you can always watch the movies if you'd rather. I think they've both been made into movies, honestly. But you can also watch the anime of Tomie. Uzumaki, the anime, is coming out next October, I think. So Uzumaki is about a town that suddenly becomes plagued and cursed by spirals. You heard me right. Spirals. Like the thing that just never ends. Yep. Follow our main character as she happens to encounter all of these issues and scary things rising up. The artwork is incredible. The story is a bit bizarre. I really enjoyed like the first half of the book, but then the second half took this weird turn I was not expecting. It got very apocalyptic, so I was like, okay, that's weird and random, but all right. I still did really did enjoy it though. I thought it was really entertaining. There is some iconic images in this book. I won't show you because children might watch, and because if you read it, I don't want to spoil you because the artwork is really what makes this book, honestly. So Tomie I can't tell you much about because I feel like with this one you need to go in not knowing anything just for the pure shock value. But this one is incredible. I'm currently reading it. I've watched the anime. I'm absolutely loving it. It's dark, it's twisted, it's a little messed up, but I love it. Again, the art style, phenomenal. And then this one you get to kind of see how his art has started and how it's evolved, so that's always fun as an artist to see professionals changing how they draw. I will say that this one is a lot more graphic. There's a lot more blood, and there is a lot of death in this one, so if you're not about that and you're squeamish with pictures of blood and pictures of dead people, please don't read this one. not for you. Honestly, the same could be said about Uzumaki, but this one, it kind of focuses around that. But I will say that these are definitely the scariest ones on the list, so proceed with caution, but they're phenomenal. And the final one on my list is The Diviners by Libba Bray. I've talked about this one a lot lately, so I'm not going to go too crazy, but The Diviners is set in the 1920s following a group of people who all have these bizarre abilities. Like our main character Evie can hold people's objects and find their deep dark secrets. And in this one, we have to figure out a string of serial killer murders that may be connected to the occult and maybe a ghost. So yeah, this is phenomenal. Highly recommend the audiobook. I just finished book 2. Honestly, book 2 was even better. So that's always a good sign. Really like these. Really recommend these. So these are all the physical ones that I have of the spooky books for people who are chickens. I would again say that these two in the middle are the scariest, so don't start with those. But the rest of these, you could probably breeze through them. But again, depends on your level of chickenness. Me, I'd say I'm like original recipe chickenness. That was so stupid. So there you have it. I would highly recommend these. It is almost Halloween season, so it's time to get spooky. Maybe not too spooky. So let me know down below what books you're gonna read for Halloween season. And of course, if you haven't subscribed, please do. And make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you want. Totes up to you. And I will see you very soon in the next video. Bye-bye!